Hey, what is going on, guys? So today we're going to be covering on just a couple hours of sleep this recent post I saw announcing that South Korea plans to ban the selling and consumption of dog meat by the year 2027. The caption says, South Korea's ruling political party said on Friday that it is planning to introduce a ban on dog meat. The consumption of dog meat has been widely criticized by many animal rights groups, and it looks like South Korea have taken this into account. Policy chief of the ruling People Power Party, Yoo Dong, I'm not sure how to say that name, sorry, quote, "It is time to put an end to social conflicts and controversies around dog meat consumption through the enactment of a special act to end it. The law could potentially be passed this winter, taking into account a 3-year grace period to phase out the dog consumption industry, which will then see the ban instated nationwide by 2027. So I think it goes without saying that this is definitely a good thing. But after seeing this post, my instincts, as with I think most ethical vegans' instincts, were like, hey, let's see how many hypocrites there are in the comments who are for this ban who also eat other animals like cows, pigs, and chickens. Now, of course, when I use the word hypocrite, I mean somebody who commits a certain action which violates their values. There are, of course, non-hypocritical positions one can take where they are for this ban while still continuing to consume other animals. But in my experience, when trying to investigate whether the people who hold these positions are consistent, they're usually not. An example of a non-hypocritical position where somebody is opposed to the consumption of dogs but is for the consumption of other animals goes as follows. Dogs can help us hunt, but cows, pigs, and chickens cannot. Therefore, it's ethical to eat cows, pigs, and chickens, but not dogs. Now, the logical extension of this position is that it should be considered okay to consume dogs that cannot help us hunt, like say a Chihuahua. Usually when I press somebody on this and was like, oh, so you're just cool with Chihuahua farms, they usually cope or change their position. Another example of one of these non-hypocritical positions is that dogs have not been raised for food, while cows, pigs, and chickens are raised for food. But all you have to do is ask, well, are you okay with dog farms where dogs are raised for food like pigs, cows, and chickens? And they usually say no, which is a contradiction. The point is that the vast majority of the time, people who oppose the consumption of dogs while not opposing the consumption of cows, pigs, and chickens usually don't hold these positions in a logically consistent way. The comments I'm going to read today on this post are going to be from people who I haven't conversed with, but we're going to reasonably infer that they are most likely hypocrites if we see an objection to eating dogs while seeing an endorsement of eating other animals on their profile. Let's get right into the comments. So Atlas here says, if you are a meat eater, you don't get to play the morality card here. If the people want to eat dogs, let them. So this comment gives me mixed feelings. I don't think people should just be able to eat dogs because they want to, but I do understand and recognize and appreciate this person recognizing that, you know, if you're a meat eater and you're against eating dogs, you're basically a hypocrite. This guy named Brian says, bro, this isn't like a transition to green energy where you need some lead time. Just ban it. It's disgusting. They literally have human-like emotions. So there's actually many comments like this from dog lovers who are upset that this ban is taking a couple years to be fully implemented. They're just so morally opposed to the consumption of dogs that they want it done instantly. No concern whatsoever about the people whose livelihoods depend on the dog meat industry in South Korea. These people just sound like vegan activists, but for dogs. This guy's profile is private, so I can't tell if he eats other animals, but reading a little bit through his responses let me know that he is not a vegan. People are saying things to him like, so do cows and so do farm animals, just trying to say that they also have human-like emotions. Another person says, so do cows and pigs and chickens, etc. And he responds, meh, I mean, it's just my opinion. Vegans can think what they want. I don't really need to win any arguments with people on the internet, lol. Cheers, mate. And here's just the irony with that comment. He made a comment arguing or just, advocating for not eating a certain animal, dogs in this case. But the moment the animals he eats are also advocated for, he resorts to, quote, I don't need to win an argument with people on the internet though. Amazing. Atlas again is like, bro, if people want to eat dogs, let them. What's the difference between eating a chicken and eating a dog? That's a fantastic question. This girl named Laura_Alicia says, just ban it immediately with over 6,000 likes. So she says this while having this in her profile. Amazing. This person challenges all the vegans in the comments and says, okay, for all the people saying, quote, if you're a meat eater, you can't talk, or describe the difference between a dog and animals we eat, I'm gonna lay it down for y'all. Dogs were bred, think they meant bred, through generations and decades to be companions. They were literally made by humanity to help hunt other animals and for human companionship. Pigs, chickens, cows, etc. can't even be on that level because they physically can't do it. Mentally can't do it, and aren't capable. A little repetitive there. I'm not belittling the intelligence of such animals as the pig to say they can't be a pet, but there is a huge difference. So he's saying that a pig cannot be on the level of companionship, but they can be a pet, which a lot of people will use, the word pet and companion to be interchangeable in ways, but whatever. Dogs should never have been eaten in the first place. It's just unethical with the fact that they were never made to be eaten. But of course, if we just make a dog to be eaten, then it should be justified to eat them, right? Or imagine if we find a certain group of humans who purposefully breed a particular breed of dogs solely for the purpose of consumption and not companionship or hunting. Surely it would be okay to do that, right? Assault Rifles says, what's wrong with them eating dogs compared to the West eating cows and pigs? Double standard. Legendary comment. Allison Rose says, thank God to the ban. And then there's this on her profile. I wonder how she would feel about a ban on torturing laying hens for the eggs that she ate here. Sam Howard says, should be doing that with all animals that are pets, shaking my head. Now, this comment poses an interesting question. What does she mean by, quote, animals that are pets? Does she mean animals that have been widely considered pets by society? Or just animals that can literally be pets? Can cows, pigs, and chickens be pets? Yes, they can be, especially fish. If you Google pet cow, pet chicken, or pet pig, you'll get results. People don't just have these animals to consume. Obviously, they're mostly bred for that purpose, but there are people who have these animals as pets. So according to her comment, she should be vegan. Whatever Jasmine says, oh my God, can't believe it's still legal, when she literally munches on the dismembered body parts of murdered pigs. Amazing. This person says, what's the difference between eating a chicken and a dog? None. And then this guy says, try to play fetch with a chicken. So I guess that means we can kill all dogs who fail to play fetch. Now it seems like he's just being facetious here, but just imagine if that was the way we operated. Oh, this dog couldn't play fetch, so we're gonna kill them. Or, oh, my cats can't play fetch. Most cats cannot play fetch. I've actually seen a cat that can, by the way, so just want to make that clear. But anyway, most cats too, just kill them all because they can't play fetch. What a great moral system. This comment says, a lot of people are judging South Korea for eating dogs. We eat pork, which is haram for Muslim people. We eat beef, which is an insult for Indians. There are different traditions and cultures for every country. It seems like he's trying to say the basic, eating animals is moral depending on which culture you live in. Over the course of being vegan, I've seen many comments that take this form. But it's always interesting how these comments never advocate for cannibalism or are ever made in relation to cannibalism. People always end up saying something like, well, yeah, in this country eating dog is fine, in that country eating horse is fine, in that country eating cows isn't. But nobody is like, yeah, and in that tribe eating humans is fine, and I'm okay with it. This seems like a clear case of speciesism underlying the appeal to culture fallacy that many meat eaters deploy when talking about how, different cultures eat certain animals, therefore it's justified in those cultures. They'll accept this argument for any animal except for humans. How convenient. And here's another example of this. I'm American and it's not my business what other people/cultures view as food. Yeah, they're saying that, but if it was a human, they probably wouldn't be saying this. But anyway, I love my dog with my whole heart and would never partake, but we eat animals they view as sacred as well. You can't pick and choose morality if you eat meat, like me. Two things can be true. I can hold compassion for the innocent dogs because of my own belief, and I can understand and acknowledge that other countries/cultures have opposing views/diet. Yeah, and I'm sure they feel the same way about cannibalistic cultures killing innocent human beings. All right, guys, well, that's the end of the video. It's always so fun seeing the absolute outrage people give toward the, consumption of dogs while actively consuming other animals, and not just doing that, but very often buying these animal products from factory farms where these animals are literally tortured. Amazing stuff and very consistent. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate my work and want to get early access to it, you can click the link in the pinned comment and support me on Patreon. And if you don't know, I do have a book going over most, if not all, of the anti-vegan arguments you're going to hear online. If you want to get that as well, that'll be linked in the pinned comment. And there are links below for vegan protein powder and merch, which if you buy, helps support the channel. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dude.
Fuck off, I don't want anything to do with you. Don't ever speak to me again. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who is your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude,